Hey, there's not much going on today, so I'm gonna go ahead and post a quick score on the leaderboard, and then I'll show a little bit of the beginning of survival mode since I haven't shown that yet. I actually got to the final boss last night, but it's kind of a brick wall. I think I raised the difficulty to 6 out of 10, so he has like a boatload of HP. Difficulty does get pretty intense as you level it up, but sometimes the enemies just get like huge HP rolls. I already don't like this challenge already. I wonder where that put me. Half-assed run. Okay, I didn't even rank on that one, so I'll try again. That homing shot they do is really annoying. If they get off camera, really hard to see it. Kinda got the timing down to avoid it, but it's just muscle memory. Man, I'm not a fan of this challenge at all. They keep hitting me off screen where I can't see them. It's kind of a problem with this game. I wonder if increasing the resolution would help, but right now I have it at 720p. But before I start, I'll probably do like maybe 2 or 3 levels of the survival mode so you guys can see it. I've actually got a pretty good build right now. I did the survival run yesterday and I died. I got very close to the end of the game. I was in the top 25%, so I got a bunch of these shards. So I put them in all the best stuff I could find. Pistol Specialist is good because, you know, if you get stuck with your handguns, then you've got a nice 8% damage increase. Crit accuracy. More crit damage. Definitely need to work on my defensive stuff, but I don't know how much it matters on a higher difficulty. You take a lot of damage. Like the final boss just kind of like rips through my health bar if I even get slightly off track. I got movement speed, blink cooldown is really good, especially for the homing attacks that some of the higher level demons do. It's nice to have this because you very rarely will not have a blink charge ready. The final boss does 2 of those homing shots in a row. I found the only way I've been able to avoid it is I blink through the first one just by muscle memory, and then I double jump through the second one. Now, I don't know how much that extra 3% will actually help, but I definitely notice a difference. Movement speed is up too. That can help with dodging some attacks as well, but I kind of wish it was a little more. You do kind of run slow in this game, even if you have this pretty much maxed. Like the speed that you run is kind of slow. I kind of wish there was like a sprint button or something. Miracles are basically your moves, your moveset. I got this down to 60% extra cooldown reduction. Rest of the stuff I'm still working on. Anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll start a couple survival mode levels. This seems like a really good way to get power up your character. As you can see here, I got top 25% just the other day, and I got enough materials to really max out a bunch of my oaths and a bunch of money, which I used to upgrade my pistols, which has really helped with kind of the bosses and stuff like that. Now, this is a separate character. Your upgrades persist, but your story progress, your campaign progress is separate. So whatever happens to this character, you know, if you die with this character, you don't lose anything. You can actually use it to power up. Like, you know, sometimes there's people on the leaderboards that have, like, Oh wait. I think it's asking me to continue the one from earlier, which is pointless. Oops. Wow, it's freaking out. Hold on. I'm not sure why it still lets you continue the survival mode when it's already expired. You don't get any credit for it. Okay, here we go. Now we're back to scratch. So you get a higher score multiplier depending on how long you go without taking damage. Right now I've got 1.1 because I went through that whole swarm of demons without getting hit at all. Pretty cool score mechanic, but I do feel it's kind of unfair later on when the difficulty ramps up too high. Like, it's almost impossible to not get hit, especially if you hit a wall. Clinging to a wall in this game is really detrimental. I think it's been there's a pretty big thread about it on the Steam forums. People want it to be changed. Like, there's not much of an advantage to being on the wall. It's not like, you know, like Mega Man X. Like, go ahead and I'll show it. You move up the wall pretty fast, but your firing rate is drastically lowered because obviously you have your other part of your body on the wall, and it's really hard to get down. And if you jump, then you go straight up. If you slide, if you hang there, then you slide down. Very similar to Mega Man X. And if you blink, it counts as a jump, and you can't blink down. So if you fight like a large swarm of demons and you get stuck on the wall, like you're pretty much gonna get hit unless you get lucky. You know, with your reduced firing rate, if you're actually able to manage to not hit, you know, not get hit, then you're fine. But easier said than done. But the developers, they seem to be really cool. They're actually very accepting of feedback, and obviously since this is not big name game, you know, people are actually very civil and giving, you know, reasonable, you know, complaints and suggestions, which is not something you can always find in gaming forums these days. People tend to get pissed off really fast. I hope that they will change it. Like, clinging onto a wall has definitely cost me a lot in this game. It feels like it's not working as intended. Otherwise, the movement's great. If they could increase the movement speed, maybe give you like a sprint of some sort, and make it so clinging on the wall was not such a death wish, then I think the movement would be really great. It's already good, but it would be even better if those little problems were fixed. So you have about a week to clear this. This game does have pretty long runs. It's not like 20XX where, you know, you can go through the whole run in like 15 minutes. It actually takes a pretty significant amount of time and effort to finish a run on this. So it's nice that they give you a week to refresh it, and from what I've seen, if you just get towards the end of the game, you get a pretty high ranking. Like, I think I was like maybe 4 or 5 levels away from the end, and I was still able to get top 25% score. Get to like top 50, top 25%, that's when you start getting really good rewards. Like the shards that you get can give you a pretty decent boost in your character power just right there, and if you decide to combine them into a better one, then you'll get the ultimate shard, the strongest shard available, and you can use that to boost one particular category. You can see the movement speed when you're just running is kind of slow, but I think that was probably done for balancing. I would like it if it was a little faster. Like, I've got a score times 3.5 multiplier right now because I actually got through that without taking damage. pretty close to being able to afford this. I imagine towards the end of the survival run, however far it goes, I'll be able to maybe get the ultimate pistols. Okay, so I'll do 1 or 2 more levels. I just wanted to show how the game starts out. I don't know much about the meta for this because I did not participate in the early access for this game, but it seems like not getting hit towards the beginning of the game is probably good for starting up your score run, because at the beginning obviously things are much easier. Once you start getting to like difficulty 5 or difficulty 6, things start to get crazy really fast. And like I said, you are kind of limited by the wall cling mechanic. Like if you try to escape from an area or a big firefight and you get stuck on the wall and you're trying to get down, like you're pretty much SOL. There's not much you can do about it. I think for balancing's sake, they will need to fix that. But like I said, they have already been talking about fixing it. The people who make this remind me a lot of the 20XX developers, in that they have a really good community with mature people who are not, you know, angry and flinging shit at each other. They just want a better game, and they give very constructive feedback, and the developers seem to be really listening to it. It's a big up for me. And I was kind of looking for something to replace 20XX because I didn't really like the changes they made to the Death Locus boss. It's one of the reasons why I haven't played that in a while. They're fixing that this week too, so you can bet I'll be checking that out. Like, see right there, being stuck on the wall actually got me hit. There's not much I could have done about that. Link in the opposite direction. I lost my score multiplier because of that, even though this is still the beginning of the game. So I don't know what their decision is going to be, but they need to make the clinging snappier. One of the things they could do is make it if you push down in L2, which is your blink button, if you went straight down, or if that just instantly got you off the wall. Like, the only option you have is you can shoot, you can blink, which always goes in a upwards diagonal direction, or you can jump. That's all you can do. Now, if you have Comet, you can use that to get down, but that's on a cooldown too, so I don't know how useful that will be. I feel like you shouldn't have to use something that's on a cooldown to get down from the wall fast. Like, sometimes my instincts tell me to back away from a strong enemy to get more ground and find a better position to fight them from. But in this game, if you hastily backdash or blink into a wall, you're gonna have a bad time. Most of the time, when you play this game, if you die, it's your fault. The wall clinging mechanic can definitely make it feel like you get robbed sometimes. I imagine it will get fixed very soon. Now, if you get one of these on a higher difficulty level, and you get stuck on the wall, you're done, basically. No other way to cut it, basically. the last level for this video. I'll record more of this run later. But as you can see, my difficulty is already up to number 2 because I've only been hit a couple times. Now, I should mention that this is also seeded. The survival runs are all seeded, so everybody has the exact same layout. The only variance is going to be on the decisions that you make. You know, the weapons will always be in the same place. I assume that the skills that you're able to get for leveling up are the same as well, but everything else is basically the same. You have some variance, I guess, in your difficulty level, but I don't even know how much you can really control that. It seems like pretty static. I mean, I got hit a bunch on my last run, and I still got towards, like, I think difficulty 6 out of 10 on the last one. So I don't know how much you can control that, but it seems like actually going around and exploring is better than just speedrunning because you can actually raise the multiplier. And if you're after, equipment and gear and upgrades and stuff like that, then it actually is better to fight everything or as much as you can while remaining safe and not jeopardizing your run. Simply because it seems like things are at a higher quality in here. Like, I got a pretty significant amount of upgrades for my character on my first survival run, even though I didn't get towards the end. Not even counting the reward bonus that I got, like just for playing through the mode at all. I actually got a pretty significant amount of materials. So it seems like it's worth doing this every week, and you have a week to do it. I assume that you can go for another run if you want, but it seems kind of pointless to do that. It's very long. It doesn't seem like too many people are doing it simply because of the length of it. The daily challenges, you can grind those out in like 20-30 minutes tops and have a pretty decent score and at least get some kind of reward. But here, you have to really work for it. You have to play through the vast majority of the game to get any kind of consistent or worthwhile reward. Anyway, that's the video for today. I just didn't feel like doing anything else. In terms of October, I will probably be working on God Eater maybe throughout the rest of this week. There is a DFO event, but most of it is related to the raid, so I don't really care about that. I'll probably just be logging on for daily, so I have more time for this and some of the other stuff I haven't touched in a while.